Welcome to the Super Expander podcast. My name is Corrine Phelps, your host. I'm a business and growth coach, money mindset expert, and a multi-passionate entrepreneur. My journey has taken me all over, from working in finance to owning a boutique fitness studio. I found myself burnt out, miserable, and questioning everything. Saying things to myself like, there's got to be more to life than this. Refusing to settle for a mediocre existence, I went all in, learning how to harness untapped potential and rewire the subconscious mind to create an extraordinary life. The last 10 years have been a crash course in self-love, building a business, creating community, building wealth, and doing what it takes to just freaking go for it. My mission is to help you align to your purpose, rewire your subconscious to support your big dreams and vision, and create a life that you're absolutely obsessed with. So sit back, tune in, and prepare to expand. Hello, super expanders. How are you? I'm just back from a walk with my amazing dog, Lila. I always like to take a walk before I hop on here and chat with you. It gives me some time to kind of connect with the topic I want to speak on and get really clear and then bring the energy straight to you. So I'm sitting here with my headphones on and recording this podcast for you. I'm looking outside and it is sunny and gorgeous. And to tell you the truth, I'm really grateful to be able to have this opportunity to share on a topic that I think is so important. And it's emotional intelligence. And I think that it's funny that they call emotional intelligence a soft skill, because I feel like it's truly the most important skill that we need to, as human beings, learn before we can start to learn a lot of other things, so that we can really step into leadership and wealth and all of the things that we desire. Emotional intelligence is required of us. So let's kind of just dive into, first off, what is emotional intelligence? Okay, so when I think of emotional intelligence, what I believe it to be, what I think it is the ability to recognize your emotions, to understand what those emotions are telling you, and realize how your emotions affect the people around you. It also involves the perception of others. And when you understand how they feel, this allows you to effectively manage relationships and communicate more effectively. And when I really think of the people in my life who have high emotional EQ, these people are usually the most successful people. And it's because when you have emotional intelligence, others want you in their lives. They want you on their teams. They want to interact with you. People with high emotional intelligence, they get things done, and they tend to be really powerful, strong leaders. And I believe today in our world that emotional intelligence really is more important than your IQ. Okay, so let's break it down. I think there are 5 components that make up emotional intelligence: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. So let's break them down a little bit. All right, so self-awareness, and people with high emotional intelligence and who have self-awareness, of course they do, right? Because it's the number one thing I named. They're very self-aware. They understand their emotions, and because of this, they don't let their feelings rule them. Okay, I'm going to say this. Self-awareness means that they understand their emotions. You understand your emotions, and you don't let those emotions rule you. Inside of self-awareness is also really strong confidence. And it's because they trust their intuition and they don't let their emotions get out of control. That, I believe, is deep, true self-awareness, is really being tapped into your intuition and by doing so, it really does allow you to regulate your emotions and show up super confidently. Inside self-awareness and self-aware human beings, they have the ability to be able to look at themselves honestly, assess their strengths and their weaknesses, and really look at where it is that they can perform better, which means there's this element of continuous self-assessment and self-improvement inside of self-awareness. We might even say that this might be the most the most important piece, but I think all 5 of them are the most important pieces. Okay, so self-awareness. We just covered that one. I have a question for you. Have you joined the Super Expander free mentorship community? If not, what are you waiting for? Stop what you're doing right now and text the word mentor to 202-918-3235. Text the word mentor to 202-918-3235. I send out weekly tips and inspiration to help you grow your business, to step into your wealthiest, most highest self, to harness your full potential and live an exceptional and extraordinary life. And the best part is, it's really me sending those messages. So text me, say hello, and send me your questions. Self-regulation, right? So this is literally the ability to feel your emotions and your impulses, to acknowledge them, but not allow them to overtake you. So being able to regulate your emotions would be like feeling anger, but not being out of control with it, or feeling jealousy, but then asking the question of why is that? And what's causing that, and not allowing it to dictate your behavior, causing impulsive and careless actions. I think some indicators of strong self-regulation is when the core value of integrity shows up, and being able to really sit with discomfort. Thoughtfulness, I think, is another characteristic of self-regulation, and really truly the ability to be able to say no. And being able to say no is truly a skill that you can master and need to master inside of emotional intelligence, because people pleasing is really the opposite of being able to, when you say yes to everything, even when you don't want to. And motivation goes hand in hand with people who are highly emotionally intelligent. They have a high emotional IQ, EQ. So inside of motivation really is the ability to defer immediate results for long-term success, which makes people much more productive. It allows you to really step into a place of relishing a challenge and being effective at what you do on a day-to-day basis. And I'm naming this one 4th, but it is most certainly not in that order. I actually think I don't know, it's so hard to say which one's the most important, but empathy is really an integral part of emotional intelligence. And empathy really is the ability to identify with someone else, what they need, what they want, what they feel, their viewpoints. And people with empathy they're very good at recognizing this in other people, even if they don't feel the same way, even if they don't agree. They're able to see it and identify it and display an understanding to the other person. And as a result, empathetic people are usually very good at managing relationships, listening, relating to others, communicating really, really well in a really open, honest, non-judgmental way. And the last thing I mentioned as being a key component was social skills. And what are social skills? I mean, it's the ability to communicate, to build relationships, to maintain relationships, to develop, to focus on other people's success outside of your own. So really being a team player is a key component of a social skill. Okay, so now we know really the like 5 key things inside of emotional intelligence. So if you're like wondering, how can I improve my emotional intelligence? How can I flex that muscle? How can I sharpen that skill? How can I show up more? So the good news is I fully believe that you can improve. We can continuously evolve and become better in all of those areas. So first is really actually just becoming really aware of yourself, right? Of how you react to people, noticing where you might have judgments, taking a real honest look at how you interact with others, and really being perceptive of their needs and being open to communication about them. I think doing a self-evaluation is a really powerful way to elevate your own emotional intelligence, taking stock of where your weaknesses are, where you could stand to improve, and what areas you could work on, and really having the courage to look at yourself honestly is like the first step to elevate and step into deeper emotional intelligence. I think inside of that is really, I think one of the things you can start to peel back the layers on and look at is how you react in stressful situation. Do you get upset? Are you triggered? Do you respond? Do you blame? Do you try to control situations? What is your default when you are under stress or duress? And when you start to notice in these areas where maybe you haven't been reacted in a way that was in an emotional intelligence, is taking responsibility for it, right? And actually communicating with that person, apologizing, taking responsibility to elevate and deepen that relationship. And I think probably the last piece that is something that you can do is really ask for feedback from the people, like your close relationships. Ask for feedback of where you can improve, and like your close relationships, their perception of you, because it truly is a gift to understand how you are viewed and allows you to really take into account other people's feelings and improve your emotional intelligence. So hopefully this has been a helpful little exploration into the realm of emotional intelligence. I will catch you on the next episode. If you like what you heard, stop, drop, and leave a 5-star review and hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. And as always, sharing is caring. So snap a pic and share this episode with another super expander.